Welcome back, Twaggers. With us today, we have a special future student abroad who will be studying abroad. I just said that. Lorenzo Carr, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How you?
I'm well. Thanks for asking. So, why don't you start off telling us what's your major and why you chose it?
Well, I'm in grad school right now, so I'm in school psych. I chose that program because originally I wanted to do clinical psychology. In my last semester, I took a class called psychological testing, and the professor for that class, Dr. Fuller, he just was real connected to his profession. He's a school psychologist, and when you see people that are real passionate about something, I feel like it's important to dive into what they're passionate about, and he basically led me that direction. Like, I think you'd be wonderful at this. And when you hear that from somebody that's passionate about the field, like it give you a little boost of confidence. So that's kind of what made me switch over. Plus, I'm excited to work with youth, and I preferably want to work with like high school students, get them ready for this part of life, college, and the real world.
Yeah. That's amazing because I understand that you have made quite a few accomplishments this semester. One of them being a global scholarship. So, can you tell us more about that?
It's crazy because I went through like a week process of them not going to pick me in my head. Like, I would never believe they was gonna pick me. So they sent out an email and they just had like little requirements like you never been outside the country, first generation college student, you in good economic educational standing. And you just had to put together an essay about yourself, what you wanted to gain from the experience. And I met with one of the faculty members that are going on the trip, Dr. West, and she was very passionate about it. And I just went around asking people, like, you think they'll pick me? Like, you really think they'll pick me? And you really try to psych yourself out when you don't believe something's for you. So in my mind, I was looking for any excuse not to write this 800-word essay, like to not try. And then some just like, just try. So getting that opportunity was mind-blowing to me, honestly.
It's a tricky thing when you're battling with yourself because that's the biggest thing that stops you from, being a great individual. So with that being said, how did you exactly come across this opportunity?
Like I said, it was an email that was shot out, and they shot it out like 4 or 5 times from the study abroad department, and they were really looking for applicants. And it stuck me like, why do I keep getting this email? Why do this email particularly like keep standing out? Because I get like, the GSU view and then like the graduate letter, and a lot of that stuff just goes to trash. But this email in particular just kept sticking out, kept sticking out, kept sticking out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put this essay together. I'm gonna see what happened. They talking about I get the chance to go to Africa, all expenses paid. I'm like, how many lifetime opportunities do you get like that?
Yeah.
And how mad would I be if I'm the reason why I didn't even have my hat in the running for that opportunity? So it really just goes to show, like, all your professors and everybody usually tells you, like, check your email. Like, really check your email.
Right. And that's just fate. I mean, you said you kept seeing it over and over. So what are the requirements for applicants besides writing the essay?
Like I said, you had to be a first-generation college student, a good educational standing here at GSU, and you had to never have been outside the country before, and I fit all of those.
Well, congratulations on your upcoming trip to Ghana.
Thank you.
So what will the trip consist of?
We're going over there. It's very different for me because, like I said, I'm a school psychology major, and I'm going with the social work group. So we're going over there. We're working on building like irrigation systems so people in Ghana could get fresh water. That's like 3.8 million people over there, and then like a very small percentage of that 3.8 million actually have fresh water in their homes. So we're going to help build that, and then while we're over there, we're gonna see the caves where the slaves were held right before they came to America, and just get to learn a lot about the culture, eat some of the food, get to see a lot of things that like I wish I could bring more people to see, because it's so many people that don't even believe like I'm really finna go on this trip. So I wish I had the opportunity to physically bring them, but I just bring back my experience, my pictures, my artifacts, anything I can, just to like give people that experience, because I still don't believe I'm going, honestly.
Yeah. So you mentioned a lot about other people, so I already know that you're going to do great things for others. But what do you personally feel like you're going to expect most from this trip, or what's going to be the greatest outcome for you?
Me professionally, I think is just getting outside of my comfort zone because it's a whole nother culture, a whole nother hemisphere of the world.
Yeah.
And especially as an African American male, I think it's very important that we all get a chance to go back home and go see Africa in some capacity physically. And in terms of like my career development, when I get into the field as a school psychologist, I'm gonna work with students from all different backgrounds, from different countries, different continents, and to get a chance to meet and interact with not just people from Ghana, but particularly youth from Ghana. I think that's huge because that experience right there could be the little thing that I needed to make a breakthrough in maybe a transfer student's life from Ghana, because I know how to break down that cultural barrier just from this little time that I spent there.
Wow, that's inspiring. So, besides working with youth in Ghana, do you have anyone in specific who you're going to be working with while you're away?
Like I said, Dr. West and Dr. Kuntz, I look forward to really getting to meet with them in a non-GSU capacity because they're, like I said, they're very inspiring women. And I believe that this trip was fate, like you said, especially to go with those two faculty members because they're very, very deep into going for these service learning trips and providing help to these people around the world. And I'm, like I said before, I'm so deep into meeting passionate people because you find passion from passion. And when you're around passionate people, it makes you want to be passionate about something. And I look forward to just gaining some of their insight on life and the field and the profession and what makes them so passionate about these service learning trips.
Yeah, for sure. So, with that being said, what else do you plan to do with your major?
At some point down the line, I want to open my own practice and, do counseling and therapy at my own capacity, set my own appointments. But by the time I do that, I would have already had some experience working with youth. So I want to do my doctoral program probably in counseling, like marriage and family, adults. So I would have full spectrum ability to counsel and help all ages.
Well, that's all the time we have for you here today.
Thank you.
If it was up to me, I'll keep talking and talking because what you have to say is very inspiring. So thank you for joining us today here in Studio B. And from everyone else in Studio B, we would love to just wish you a safe traveling trip and that you just enjoy yourself and continue to do great things. And you all have just been twagged.